morning, everybody. Today is Monday, March 11th. Got about 2 service calls right now. The weather down here is woke up pretty cold, but it's supposed to warm up by about 1 o'clock. So, first service call I'm heading to right now is to get a second opinion on a reversing valve. Previous company believes that is the issue, but property management wants us to go back and see if they were correct in their diagnosis or not. So hopefully I can either confirm or find what they missed. Let's do it. These are big puppers.
Flipped it and made it work. And that's what I did a couple times because he was like, "Oh, that's all it needed," but that didn't keep working. And now it'll work. Last night it actually worked on heat, but for the most part it only worked on emergency heat.
So pretty much the regular heat and your cooling mode are the issues that you're having?
All of it.
All of it in general?
It'll just keep running the little air. Okay. And not flip over to anything else. And if I come over here and do this, change it from setting to setting, Kenny. Welcome to a blind dog.
Oh, no, it's fine.
If I flip it between settings, it won't do anything. I have to actually turn it off, and it was off for, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so 3 days. So last night when I turned it on, it actually worked.
All right, let me turn it to heat real quick here. And go outside and see what I can do.
He doesn't need your help. I know. You think you can help everybody.
And you said it's out back?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go around the front and go through the fence.
The fence is on the left.
All righty. Got to be cautious of the landmines out here. All right, so we are working on a Goodman split heat pump system. The unit's in the crawl space over there. With this being a Goodman, the reversing valve should be energized in cooling mode. So unless somebody was here for a cooling call, which this lady says it started out being a heating issue, I don't see how they could diagnose a bad reversing valve. But we do have high voltage coming in. Let's see. I apologize, can't use the tripod right now. I'm on unlevel ground, and my tripod is not no fancy one that can work on unlevel ground. So let's see if I even have the call for cooling at this point. Put you up here. Right up there. There's common right there. Everybody just jams these wires up in here. Alright, well, I disconnected common. That's fine. From Y to common, I do get 24 volts up here. So I'm going to put the wire nut back on there for now. Put the commons back together. So I wonder if we got a control board issue now. Let's see what we can find. So I know before I jump right into it, I know a common thing with defrost control board issues is you'll have the call from the thermostat, from the air handler and everything, whatever, to going into the condenser. The wires then go into the board, and sometimes you'll have issues with the power coming out of the board, going through the the low volt pressure switches and everything back to the contactor. So that's what I'm about to check now. Something weird just happened as I started to check the high pressure switch and low pressure switch for 24 volts, and to see if anything was dropping 24 out here. I lost the 24 volt call to the Y wire. I checked from Y to R, and I still have 24 volts. So either something is wrong under the house, or the thermostat is causing an issue. So I'm gonna go inside and see if the thermostat's still calling. And I'm gonna watch out for landmines still. Now I'm starting to get irritated. I went inside the thermostats. I'll put a picture on there because I took a picture just for our purposes for the invoice and everything. The thermostat's calling for heat with the auxiliary calling and the regular heat on. I just moved the tab on the thermostat just a smidge, and I saw the lights flicker in the house, but I didn't think it meant anything. Now I got power out there. I think we have a bad thermostat. Let me check and see what those line temperatures are, or at least see if that big line is getting hot, since it is in heat mode. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of for right now. I lost the call. Oh, hey, puppers! There's a lot of dogs around here. Lock that back. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that's getting hot. That's significantly hot. So it's running in heat mode like it's supposed to. I guess I'll start at the replacing that thermostat. Put a new 2 heat 1 cool on there. Alright, better question. Or better test. Just prove that the reversing valve is a issue. We're going to get jumpers. Jump the reversing valve out and make sure it goes in the cool mode. Move these. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the swish through my headphone mic, but I'm going to try to see if I can get it to switch over manually out here. Alright. You. To you. It swooshes. Right now, the reversing valve works fine. Make sure it's still. It's definitely cooling down this suction on the pipe. It's a R410A system, so I'll double check the pressures, but the functionality of the valve seems to be okay right now before I check to see if the pressures are messed up. But the pressure doesn't sound healthy, I'll say that much. Get these probes on there and go from there. So I've got, before I take video of the chart, high side clamp on the discharge line, high side probe on the king valve here, and the true suction port for the low side. I'm reading about, I'll put the picture, screenshot of the pressures on there, but right now I should be looking down the 37 outdoor dry bulb temp because it's about 40 degrees, 39, 40 degrees outside. My high side is pretty much 100 psi over what it should be at like the indoor temp to the outdoor temp. So I should be close to 300 on the high side and low 90s on the suction, but I'm reading like 101 at 350 and increasing. So I'm gonna go inside and she's got a lot of stuff in the house. I'm gonna double check, make sure the filters are good and they're not blocked, because that could be causing my high side pressure to increase. And I think I'll start there before I end up crawling up under the house to see if the evap coil is dirty. That was a little odd to me. Everything up under the house is fine. The filter in the return It's not even dirty. It's on the thicker side of the filters, but it's not dirty. The condenser was a little bit dirty, so I cleaned that. I gave it while I changed the thermostat out, and gave it enough time to dry out. I turned the unit on, and pressure's pretty much stayed the same. I think that's more than likely due to the excess vents that are blocked by all of the stuff she has in the house. And I did let her be aware of that issue and what it can cause. That unit was really, I've never seen somebody take another brand evaporator coil and just throw it in whatever air handler they already had. Like I know that for gas split systems, I've seen that done a lot. Obviously, mix match brand, you'll have like a ream furnace with like a new Goodman evaporator coil and a new condenser, whatever the case may be. But I mean, to just swap out the evaporator coil up under the house to match the condenser outside, I don't know why you wouldn't have just replaced the air handler as a whole. I don't know too much about prices for air handlers by themselves, but I can't see it being too much more expensive to get a whole new air handler with the system that you're buying with the condenser, and that create an issue. So this lady's got heat, the reversing valve is fine, so move on to the next one. Just got up out of an attic with Jacob. Needed his help replacing some ductwork real fast, but now we're doing a no heat call on a Trane package unit. He should be here shortly. I think he had to stop and use the bathroom, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So to arrived here, I just got the fan on. It was already calling for heat, but it's not working. The blower motor is pulling in, so blower motor doesn't seem to be an issue. I'll put that back to auto. Let's go outside and see what we got. Okay, this boy still ain't here. Yeah. See if I can have this done before he pulls up on the job. Oh, Doc Savage put them in. I remember my days working for them. A couple months. Let's see what we got. There's a flash code. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, what's up, Jacob? I didn't
even see you.
How you ain't see me?
There's no way you was over here when I was pulling in.
I think the induced draft motors. Boy, that thing hot. Oh my God. That thing is hot to the touch. I think the cap's bad on it. It's humming. Go ahead, cut the disconnect off. I don't even need to really check for nothing else right there. Gonna pull this. Let's see if I can get this up in here. Pull this off. Put the meter to microfarads.
POV.
But that thing reading 1, it is bad. Cause I know it's at least gonna be a 5. So let's go ahead and get this thing taken off and see if that inducer will start back up. Alright, couldn't figure out how to get those bolts in the back off the top of this thing, so I just said skip it. I used my little mirror, put it down there, and found that this takes a 3 microfarad. However, I don't have a 3 microfarad, and we're too far away from a supply house to get one. So gonna make do with a 5 microfarad and see what we can get. And go ahead, cut it on, Jacob. Let's see what the amp draw is.
Fire in the hole.
Nah, that inducer's fried. Go ahead, cut it off.
Fried like a piece of bacon.
So that cap killed this inducer in fan motor, and Nate, she just kept letting it run. So I'm not gonna. I think we did have a video where Chad was like pouring water on that one, the one that you messed up.
You don't
So-
talk about that no more.
We'll go ahead, call Trane, and see what we can do about this inducer. What are we working on here? Boy, you got this.
Yeah,
I don't know what you got, but stay away from me if you got COVID, it sounds like. 2.5 times. I don't think this is going to be cut. No, it's definitely not under warranty, so. Alright, she ain't going to have heat. That sucks. You got something to say to the people? It's Monday. Where's the wisdom? Where's the wisdom?
Words of wisdom today.
Not the sniffles of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Let me gotta look up something, man. What the fuck?
I had another service call right now where me and Chad have been before. It's not cool air coming out, but it's definitely not hot. It's weird. Was showing 61 inside the house, set for 68. This one's finally acting up now. Just took the panel off. Let's see if we can count the flash code. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Back of here, 3 flash code is high limit switch. Ooh, that's not good. And of course the high limit on this model is over here, blocked off majority. Let's see what I can get to. So I think I found our reasoning for why we were having the issues we were. System was tripping out on high limit sometimes, and when I first peeled off this panel, I looked at the wire and thought, I wonder if that's a rub out. And sure enough, I mean, it's possible that's it. It's possible that's caused the short, but let's go ahead and remove these wires here and get the meter. Go from there. So I'll test the switch itself for continuity. It is pretty hot in here. Get over here. So there is no up. Getting something and then I'm not getting nothing. I wonder if those prongs are just dirty. I've had that happen a couple times. But is this good back to the board? I mean, that's just, I don't think that's the problem. I don't think that's the problem. I thought I saw copper, but there's no copper there. The resistance is there. It's got continuity. So what is the issue here? The motor's hot as hell. That does have a capacitor for it. I wonder if it tripped on a high limit because the fan motor wasn't running. So I'll put this back later. For now, I'll keep the door off. I'm going to disconnect the wire, or the white wire here, because the thermostat's still calling. Take you apart. Put you here. And then I'll use a set of jumpers. Jump out G and R and see what I get. See if that blower motor cuts on. It's humming, but it's not going. Pulling almost 2.5 amps and not moving, so I'll double check the capacitor for it, but then if not that, then the motor might be dead. So let me go ahead and cut main power off to this, because there's no disconnect out here. Alright, so the fan motor capacitor is right up top over here. And I do have the power turned off inside. You can already see, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, I'll zoom in later, but there's some oil that has dripped from here before, or whatever the internal components are of a capacitor. The fluids. Come on now. This one is a 7.5, and let's see what it's reading. Oh, snap. All that fiberglass from earlier. 1.2. Yeah, you're not gonna cut it, buddy. We gotta replace you. Oh, this new capacitor should work just fine. Here's the old one. New one installed and wired up. And get the jumper on. We are cooking with grease. Let's go ahead and get this panel put back together. Alright, let me get R tied back together. Inducer motor's running. The meter's just clamped around the fan wire for the or the capacitor wire for the blower motor. Should let me know when it starts pulling some type of amperage. Now that's weird. Just back to volts. I really hope I didn't forget to plug back in that dang limit switch. No? It's reading 0 volts across it. double check those plugs coming out of here, going to that thing. Why is it not? Definitely weird. .24 ground, 0. I think I forgot to undo the damn wires. Man, that sucks. I did have the wires off. I still don't like that gigantic hole right there. Flames are on. Waiting for that blower motor to kick on. Come on, baby. We are golden. Let's get the probes in the vents and see what our Delta T is looking like. That unit finally messed up. And we were able to truly figure out what was wrong. The capacitor for the fan motor just finally took a dive. And although the high limit switch is reading okay, the kind of top to it where the label and everything is popped off, and I saw a lot of corrosion there. So I put the switch back for now, but the customer did tell me that, you know, he would like it replaced because he doesn't want it to not work or to give a false reading. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow to replace that. It's not supposed to get too cold again anyway. So he said he probably won't even run it, but he would just like it to be replaced for next time. So that's it for this service call, and I don't think I got any for the rest of the day. I'm gonna call the parts house, get that limit, and we'll swap it out tomorrow. Thank you for watching. If you learned something, great, glad I could help. If not, thanks for tuning in anyways. If you got any critiques or any tips, leave them in the comments. Always willing to learn something new. And with that, I hope you guys have a great start to your week and a good rest of your day. Take care.
Yep. Words of wisdom. We are not what we know, but we are what we are willing to learn. Think
Okay, all right. That was cool. That was cool. That was from Google. All right.